2-centric gaming, Dion Waiters' organization coming through there and kind of getting into the scene involved with 3 European players, but right now trying to prioritize positioning over the Rift because they know this is key. They know there's another trio here, and they want to be able to disengage if necessary.
And that is the power of the Steamy Stacks. Vidil Festroki were essentially chilling so far away. They hit that Steamy Stack and boom, they're right here ready to go. And looks like the chase is on the high-speed pursuits. Now we're going to go to someone else that needs to definitely pick up the speed.
However, the chase is on, breaking the builds and being a little bit of efficient here. And that's the one thing, when you're on these scavenger routes, if somebody's able to get in and kind of interrupt it, it can be so incredibly painful. We see Richard Slat trying to use the bouncer to disengage, but get picked out of the sky. That's Kaijui being able to pick that one up. And right now, some good pressure coming here by Dennis, Sammy, and Kaijui.
And this is the kind of like the pressure that I'm seeing on the bottom of the board right now. Sammy, Kaijui, Dennis are sitting in 22nd place. Down goes Sammy, down goes Dennis. These engagements, yes, you set the ambush. Yes, you're trying to get that Elan point. That is important just to kind of get those storm tags in as well. But look, it could cost you in the long run. The overall picture, that could be detrimental, and is already this trio gets eliminated right there. They had the opening blow in the engagement, unable to capitalize on it, and out they go, ending of game 2 for them. Casper says Zinni and Flixie in 6th, Benji, Savage, Lechy in 7th, Legend, Cartoon, Flory in 8th. So that is our top 8 right now. And Vidil and Kylie and Festroki are sitting in 2nd place, looking really strong. And I've been seeing, oh my goodness, Savage? What are you doing way out here, my friend? They're catching someone on a slow rotation here, Sundown.
And again, generally we've seen them push farther north, but these fights have been their doom time and time again, leaving Doom's domain and not able to resolve them quickly. And Festroki, Vidil, and Kylie have no problem going box to box with the best in the region, and Festroki is going to be able to find 2 eliminations there. Lechy is just going to try and disengage. Now walking back forward, you can see kind of the triangles coming through to try and get some pressure on here. He knows if he's able to clean up the elimination onto Festroki, he can get the cards and kind of disengage, but until then, any kind of reboot effort is going to be thwarted by this 1v2, so it's going to come down to a key 1v1 in the storm. Who is better right now, Lechy or Ovation Festroki? As Festroki finds it around the backside, and Lechy, hello? Are you lost? Did you forget you were fighting a 1v1? What's going on there? As Kylie will take over, but both the reboots will go to Festroki. All 3 eliminations going to him as well. The hero on the day there, as the reboot will be coming out.
And to kind of build to the storyline, another slow start for a Benji, Savage, and Lechy. And man, how many slow starts can you kind of withstand? Can you weather before you know it? That slow start could cost you and not make it into the grand finals. But a team that has not been on a slow start is Tayson, Mitro, and Mongrel. And it looked like they got some visitors here out in their power POI, and they're going to have to take care of some business as Sanchowest gets caught right then and there with a nice crash pad play from Tayson.
Yeah, the diagonal crash pad straight into the box. So hard to defend against that when it's vertical, and a nice, really nice hip-fire spray there coming out from Tayson. I know that's the one thing that always impresses me so much about these competitive players, when they just flip on over to kind of the ARs, and it feels like, oh, it's just like, man, my hip-fires would never hit from that distance. And these guys just always hitting the same walls, pressuring the same people. It's just so easy for them.
As the 1 and 2 in this heat, that's impressive, Sundown. Impressive.
I mean, it felt like they were able to do that week in and week out in the 3rd round qualifier as well. It's just all about them putting together a complete performance. But one thing, again, we kind of talked about as a viewer, it's like, what do you care about? Well, the line for 8th right now is 84 points. The line for 16th is 49 points. So again, we'll let you know kind of where those teams are and who's competing in terms of that combination of the two. But the teams are just generally looking to be in one of those 2 categories. You want the top 8. The top 8 is the guaranteed ticket to the dance, whereas 9 to 16th is like that extra lifeline, just that one more shot, that lottery ticket to get in, where you'll be one of 32 teams battling to walk away with only the victory royale. But right now, hopping on board with our 2nd ranked team here, Festroki, Vidil, and Kylie. We saw Festroki effectively 1v3 Benji, Fishy, Savage, and Lechy early on, got the reboots, and now heading into zone. However, they know there is a team at their back.
One of my favorite things that, you know, Monster D-Face would say is that they essentially absorb that team's like power. They take their loot, they take their power weapons, and you kind of see them like they're amplified a little bit. I really interviewing pro players, X-Splash, in the DreamHack stage, they kind of talk about seeing big names in the lobby, seeing big names in the elim feed, and knowing that you took out a big name. And I feel like that momentum Vidil has had, that confidence, just kind of puts him up on a different pedestal. And it kind of makes the edits cleaner, it makes the shots cleaner, it makes everything better. And Vidil right now, and Fashroki already with 3 elims, and they absorb Benji Lechi here in this match. So I think that's going to power them to the end game, Sundown.
Yo, honestly, right now, Vidil, Fastroki, and Kylie they're playing with some swagger.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they got a little bit of pep in their step. They're going,
Max.
They know they're on the front rotation. And after that little 3-piece, it's like you talk about it, like, yeah. So right now, everyone's kind of crowding in towards the outside. That's why we saw the stack of so many players. And then the second that 4th zone gets revealed, you'll see most people opt to either kind of make a quick little pressure and then run away towards the side. As we see here, Tayson gets caught completely unaware there. No teammates being able to help him as they spray through, utilizing the burst to be able to get onto him. And 4 clean shots will take him now. Now the question is, can Mitro and Mongrel execute the pickup right now? Shots are going through right now. That build is not there. As you see, a Shockwave will come out for that disengage. So good pressure there from Vettel, iDrop, and Stir6 to force them away.
Pool zone or prioritize zone, you're going to have to capitalize on the investment, as Flick, Anas, and Thomas, has the entire Fortnite fam is truly invested in his trio as being one of the best in the EU region.
And I mean, one of the best and one of the most exciting to watch, just the clutch potential that's coming out of Thomas, and also Enos in a lot of these circumstances have made just a highlight reel of plays for this trio to come out. And right now you can see already sitting on 3 eliminations, and something they do incredibly well is give themselves opportunities to find these picks. And while it is end up a little bit risky, and for some reason it just always seems to be Flick who ends up biting the bullet for the other two, but it enables them to kind of.
You're seeing right here, this is where you're going to see the different styles of play clash. Mongrel and Mitro, they love to contest for height as an elim from a Nas. I think that was a sniper. I'm hearing Thomas popping off the snipe. Thomas actually getting some hits. A Nas getting that elim with the good old-fashioned AR as he's showing the world that's so important to practice the AR as well. And look at it, textbook. Now they just get the slim pickings here and finish off anybody that's on that storm line. Finishing anybody off that's on the in shambles at the moment as Martine gets knocked as well. 3 points are kind of filtering right to them, and no pressure. No one's trying to bring them down. They build with hard mats. They have everything in full control. And so far, all they have to do, ladies and gentlemen, folks, is just bring everybody down. Don't let anybody come up there. Don't let anyone grab the ankles, because you know how it is in a scary scene. You know, so monster could pull them down easily. So just keep everybody in the down below, and you'll be vibing up top.
Yeah, but they need to be aware. We saw early on with Mitro and Mongo, they had so many shockwaves, and right off of the bat, 6-zone pulls, not even a second hesitation. They use the bounces and they go up for height, but you see the shockwaves on the other side, players trying to set up and reconnect. However, they well establish it, so a good transition despite not pulling zone there, not having to use anything more than a bouncer and more of their hard mats. However, I will note that's going to make it more difficult for them to control high ground later on into the game, making it more vulnerable for those late shockwave plays. But here comes shockwave bouncer up onto high ground, and it's Mexi who's going to get just picked out of the air there. That's Thomas HD. Again, we talk about his accuracy, and if you're Mexi, that hurts even more because we have 18 trios remaining. The next one to drop will signify the start of the placement points, and we're into the end game as the utility horde sounds, the tarps come out, and here we go, Sancho.
Here we go. You're seeing the strong webbing height right now. All the connecting is doing really well, and you're going to see a textbook finish from height. But yes, Sundown is correct. All this is about maintaining as much as possible. And already looking at the build count, Anas is kind of low. He does have the shockwaves. That is going to be the story for height. Can they hold on? Can they maintain? Oh my goodness, someone sneaks up and hits Anas for a brief moment, cracks him in the back. He has to watch out as Vettel goes down in the feed to Vidil. Vidil has been cooking up a storm this entire day, and Anas has got to go back. Anas with a shockwave, and bang! With the shotgun blast. And Nas, those are the kind of clutch moments, but they lose Flick. So it's all up to Thomas and Anas here, and that's going to be so difficult, Sundown, to hold height as a duo.
I mean, you say it's so difficult, but we've talked about it time and time again. Poor Flick. It always seems to be Flick, but he's the sacrificial lamb. He's the one who's able to lift them up and prevent the Ovation Trio from going up. But however, as we talked about it, now that it is a duo up on height, you still see Tayson, Mitro, and Mongo in that elimination feed on the left-hand side. So beware of the shockwaves for them going up for a later take. Still only 48 bills on Anas, and Thomas is playing up. We'll need to see where the ace zone comes from as they're the first shockwave challenge comes through. However, the height difference is being enough as continually we keep seeing Mongrel and Tayson picking up Elim after Elim. But right now, Anas and Thomas just staying well above and out of range. Our top trio showing why they're on top. But see, right on second height, that's where the play is going to come from, Sancho.
Absolutely. Second height is the one that could only really do some danger on that. And you see Mongrel and Tayson with a nice tarp. And Anas and Thomas are really running low. Keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on the feed to see if Mongrel, Mitro, and Tayson could overcome. But now we're going down to the bottom layer, the low ground. We're seeing a trio really working, doing well. Trying to take a look here with 4 limbs. A trio on the low ground is so dangerous because they could rack up points, and we have been seeing they don't exhaust a lot of materials when it comes to overtaking height. It's just a matter of keeping your head on a swivel. As we see Monster Muncher get one right then and there on the bottom left of your screen. Trio's looking strong. They're looking good. They're working together. Boyd picks up an Elim in the feed. This is a nice opportunity to at least move up the leaderboard in the tournament, Sundown.
Yeah, and you can see Mitro also getting taken out there as we're on board with the low ground team, just utilizing basically the siphon mats and nothing more. They're so low on materials, so low on resources, going to use the crash pad, trying to send somebody down to their level, and they're going to start finding elims on the backside of the zone. But because they're out in the zone, they're not going to be able to capitalize and get the much needed resources. They're going to keep dropping players down, and they're going to be the beneficiaries of the fact that they are hip to hip and just finding the elims they need. That's another huge knock coming through there, and already 5 eliminations onto Monster so far. Void sitting on 3 as Pinky, as I drop, just get double edited down. But Thomas and Anas have still just been riding out the single tarps on height. Versa uses the shockwave to try and go up, but sends himself out into zone. The miss execution gonna spell his doom, and it's the trio hip to hip in zone. It's going to be a 3v2 at the end of the day. Anas, though, finds Monster. That's going to be one. Void turns it around, and Void now, can he close it out and take the victory royale? Swaps is going to be looking for it, and it's going to come off to a heal off here, Sancho, who has the white HP, as now Swaps is hunting for Void. Can he find him? Void has to know. He hears the sound. Can he just run away? And he does. Void.
The story overall with the cumulative leaderboard. So from just 2 games, you see Vidil, Festroki, and Kylie, they're coming in hot. They've got the 48 points. Always need that. Being able to just string together a series of eliminations, 10 or more, and just hitting even top 5.